Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Menifee in California. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your Shake It Up Saturday. Yeah, we're looking at doing things out of the norm. What do we not normally do on a Saturday that we can do just to shake things up a little bit? Instead of having your normal Saturday routine, let's do something different today. Let's keep our mind fresh, be more flexible in our schedule. And by doing this, we also become more creative. We're less stressed out. And guess what? It also helps make you happier too. So when you're doing stuff out of the norm. So I was surfing on the web, which I occasionally do. And but this morning we're already out of routine. We are so out of routine, it is not even funny. This is the first morning I've had in several weeks. I mean weeks where I've actually gotten to sleep in. Usually on a Saturday we've been up early for workshops, for masterminds, for classes, for trainings, that sort of thing. This is the first Saturday I had nothing scheduled until in 54 minutes. Nothing on my schedule until 12 o'clock today, which is awesome. So you want to do things that are out of the norm. You want to keep your mind fresh. You want to be spontaneous. So what are some ideas of things that you can do that's out of the norm? So we've already interrupted our Saturday pattern by sleeping in today. We're making our Sunday our Saturday because this thing is not working too well today. The last few weeks I have been attending so many workshops and writing down so many ideas and things that I literally have broken my wrist. It's not working. It's hard to hold a pen. I can't operate the computer properly. So I thought, today I have a workshop on at 12 o'clock that goes for about an hour and a half. I will take very minimum notes because it's a workshop I've attended multiple times already. So it's the same information. Just something might just gel a little quicker, but it'll be enough that I can actually write it with my left hand. And the other cool part is that it's recorded, so I can always go back and watch. No, I can't. It's not recorded. It's not recorded, so I can't go back and watch it, which is why I watch it over and over and over again, because repetition, right? Repetition helps things stick. So, so today we're completely out of the norm. We got back from a walk about an hour ago. I put some steel cut rolled oats into the Instapot before we left for a walk. Came back, it was cooked beautifully. Put a little brown sugar substitute on there. Put a few chocolate chips on there that have espresso in them, espresso coffee in them. A little bit of cream on top. Oh, so good. I'm actually enjoying doing that with Instapot, putting steel oats on before we go for a walk. And by the time we get back, like 30-40 minutes later, it's cooked, it's ready to go, it's keeping warm. And all I got to do is just take it out of the Instapot, throw some brown sugar substitute on there, throw some of the chocolate chips on there, because I've got to have my daily dose of chocolate, because it's my feel-good thing. Remember yesterday I was talking about color and brown and how it's grounding and gives you stability and stuff? Same thing with chocolate. Maybe there's a reason that chocolate is brown. Have you ever thought of that? Whereas white chocolate, you don't get the same thing because it doesn't have cacao in it, which is brown. It's white. Think about that. Anyway, spontaneous thoughts. See what happens? All sorts of things. So I was browsing the internet, trying to come up with some ideas for fun things that you could do today. And I came across this great list. It was actually written almost 7 years ago. It was actually written 7 years ago on my wedding anniversary. But it said 22 spontaneous things to do before summer is over. There's things like jump in a lake. And I thought, oh, that would be really good. But the only lakes we have around, even though I'm staying at Wilderness Lakes, it's more of a canal and a pond and you can't go swimming in it. And if you do want to go swimming in the pools, you have to book a time, and they're only allowing a certain number of people in the pool area at a time, and you can only book an hour at a time. And I'm sort of like, yeah, no. I don't like going swimming by myself anyway. Talk to a stranger and make friends. It's very easy to do in a campground, and you can still maintain social distancing with that too. How about going to the beach, building a sandcastle, Instagram it, then destroy it? There's nothing like building I remember doing that as a kid when we go to the beach, building sandcastles and stuff, and you build them down in the tidal line where the water comes in, and you try and get it built before the tide comes in, then you just watch the tide come in and wash it all away. That was one thing we used to do when we used to go kite fishing. And kite fishing, we would have to wait for an easterly wind to blow, because we would then go to a beach that was on the west coast of the North Island, and Dad would set the kite line out, and you'd put a kite up and you'd have a line of about 30, 40, 50 hooks, whatever it was, and just put that out for the day. The line would be weighted so it stays in the water. The kite would hold the wind would hold the kite up, and so it would hold it out there, and we had this big massive reel that was on stakes that went into the sand, and then Dad would stand there and surf cast. The only thing I didn't like about that day is that it was, one, it was windy, and two, we would always cook sausages over an open fire on the beach, and the wind would always blow sand on my sausages, and I would end up with these gritty, crunchy sausages, and I hate sand and sausages. Sand and sausages, not a good mix. My brother's not a problem. Me, gross. And trying to wipe the sand off made it worse. But you know, there's some great memories there of building sandcastles and then watching the tide come in and wash them away. Plus, you need the wet sand for it to pack them down a little better anyway. But then there's also fun of when you make it in the dry sand and you use the water to help pack it down and everything else. Nothing like just jumping on it afterwards and just having fun destroying it. That's always a great thing. Taking an unplanned road trip, you know, hop in the car, go somewhere. I remember one time that Brad and I had been to the hospital for one of his doctor's appointments, I think it was. Yeah, one of his doctor's appointments. And I was driving at the time. And he said, let's go out for lunch. I said, okay, well, you choose the place. He says, okay. So, you know, we're deciding this while waiting to see the doctor. Spontaneous, something different to do. And so we got in the car afterwards and said, okay, where are we going? So I'll direct you there. He wouldn't tell me where we were going. So we start driving and driving and driving and driving, and we're like out the back of San Diego, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I have no clue where we are. The only thing I got is a little directional thing on the mirror that tells me what direction I'm going in. I had no clue where we were going. And I'm driving. And I said, how much further is this thing? Oh, just a little bit, just up the road here around the corner. And we'll go up the road and around that corner. And there'll be another stretch of road to go around, or a windy road to go along. And I'm like, where the hell are we going? He said, we're almost there, we're almost there. He said that, I don't know how many times he said that on the 1 hour drive it took us to get there. He says, oh, we're almost there, we're almost there. I'm just like, are you sure you're not lost? He says, oh no, the map's doing me fine. It's directing us. I'm like, okay. So I just trusted him and kept following his directions. And we ended up in Julian. And if you don't know what Julian in San Diego, near San Diego is all about, they're known for apple pies, the apple festivals, their apple seasons, everything, anything apple. And so he had gone and looked up the best place to go get apple pie in Julian, which is just about all of the stores there. And we go into this little cafe place and we order our sandwiches, and then we're ordering pie and stuff, and he ended up with some nut-covered caramel pie thing, apple pie. It was apple pie, but it had caramel and nuts in it, and I ended up with a Dutch apple pie. I love Dutch apple pie, and fresh scoop of ice cream. It was a great day. I would have loved to have walked around a little more and seen things, but that was the stage where Brad was using a walker at that point to get around because of the broken vertebrae in his lumbar area of his back. So we couldn't walk very far. So basically it was the first cafe we came across. He actually directed me where to park. So he already knew where the cafe was that he wanted to go to, and it was just a block away from where we were. And he was able to walk that far, but he couldn't walk. And then we sat there, had a nice lunch, and then went back again. But I would have loved to have been able to wander around and have a good look, because it looked like an old western town. You had the boardwalks to walk on, all these old stores and everything. And the one I remember was Guns and Petticoats and Guns, or Guns and Petticoats. I thought, I need to go check that one out. So I didn't want to leave him sitting in the car or leave him sitting somewhere, because then it would always be on my mind that he's sitting there by himself, probably bored out of his skull, although he would have been on his phone the entire time, while I'm off browsing, and it would have just been a thing in the back of my brain niggling at me. So so we hop back in the car, but I'm always wanting to go back to Julian to spend time there and just wander around and have a look around the area. So may even take Sparkles over there one day. I don't know if they have any campgrounds, so that's one thing I'm going to investigate now that I just thought about it. So other things you can do is like run through a sprinkler. Oh, I loved doing that as a kid. Putting the sprinkler on in the middle of summer, swimsuits on, and just go running around the backyard, spraying each other with hoses and water guns, and oh, so much fun. Donate to charity. I have done that so many times. I love donating to charities, especially really good ones. Stargazing is one of my favorite activities to do in the evening. Find somewhere beautiful where you can just sit back, relax, and look up at the sky. Find a place to put a blanket down, lay on the blanket, and just stargaze away from the city lights and everything else. Love doing that. It's one of the things we're able to do at the Meteor Crater. Was go outside at night and just look up at the stars. It was spectacular. They even said in the paperwork that you get when you check in to not put any outside lights on at night unless you're outside doing stuff around your RV, but to turn the lights off and look up. Fantastic. Buy flowers for yourself. Just spoil yourself, but go buy yourself some flowers. And I'm sort of like, yeah, I could probably do that. Go buy a couple of flowers or something. Throw a party for no reason. just, it's a great way to get rid of leftovers. You ever notice that? It's a good way to get rid of leftovers. That was our Sunday night thing, getting rid of leftovers. Have a fashion show and take selfies. So, remember when you used to play dress up as a kid? And I used to love playing dress up as a kid. But that day we couldn't take selfies and post them on Instagram or anything. But bake without a recipe. I love getting in the kitchen without a recipe. I just consider recipe to be a foundation for whatever dish I'm going to create. And I remember with the kids, they'd say, what's for dinner? I go, Helen special. And they're also like, oh crap, what's it going to be? Because basically I would just go into the kitchen and go, okay, what have I got and what can I throw together? That's good and nutritious and all that sort of stuff. Conquer your fears. If you're afraid of heights, go bungee jumping. If you're, jeepers, I don't know about that one. If you're terrified of sharks, go shark cage diving. If you're scared of the ocean, go sailing. Do stuff like that. What do you do if you're, I'm not going to go there. Tell people you love them. That should not be a spontaneous thing. That should be a daily thing that you tell the people that you love them. Play a practical joke on somebody with a prank call or a trick. Problem is you can't do prank calls anymore because of caller ID. Can't do that one anymore. Have a garage sale. Rearrange the furniture. Oh, I love doing that one. That's one of my favorite activities, rearrange the furniture. The only problem with the RV is all the furniture is fixed. But I keep thinking, there's got to be some way I can make this a little more, because I need a separate workspace. And I'm like looking around, I thought, well, the only place I could put a separate, I'm going to show you here. The only place I could think of putting a separate work, so I've got my recliner there, and there's a little table that folds out, but that chair doesn't quite, but that table's not wide enough. It will hold the laptop, but basically nothing else. So there's nowhere to do notes or anything like that. And so I thought, well, if I got in the recliner, it's got a screwy thing that holds it down to like a big knob thing that holds it down on the floor around the ring there. I thought, well, if I take that out, I could keep the table tucked away and maybe find a way to put a desk in there, because right behind the recliner is an outlet, and there's also one at the bottom of the cabinets there. So I've got 4 outlets there that I can use for power, so that's not going to be the problem. But maybe I could get a small desk to put there that would hold the laptop, not so much the printer, because the printer, even though it's a portable printer, it still takes up a lot of space, especially when you have to open it up and put the paper in and have somewhere for the paper to come out. Even though it doesn't take up a lot of space in the cupboard, it takes up a lot of space when it's on a desk. But at least it would give me a separate workspace that I could sit at and work. And then there's ways that you can fix that to fix the furniture in place. And then with the chair, yes, you could have a chair there, and you just use a bungee cord to hold it in place when you're traveling. So that's one option I thought of. But then I thought, well, what do I do to watch TV? Because all I have is the couch there, which folds out to a bed. And then I thought, well, maybe if I took the couch out, I could replace it with a couple of recliners. There's those space-saving recliners that you can get. Well, that suddenly went bright. Suddenly, my face is just like glowing. There's space-saving recliners, which are the ones that don't need to be out from the wall, that actually just move out. And so the headpiece moves down into the area where the backrest was and all that. So they're space-saver recliners that you can actually get for RVs. And I thought, well, maybe if I take the couch out and replace it with those. And then I was sort of like thinking, well, then what do I do if the grandkids can come and stay with me? And I thought, well, I still got the dinette here that can convert to a bed. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the dinette, but there's storage under the seats. So we're keeping the storage. Yes, I have storage under the couch as well, but that's stuff that could quite easily live outside in the lockers, with the exception of my emergency kit, because I do have one of those survival backpack things that has the dehydrated food in there, the water pouches, first aid kit, all that sort of stuff. So I have that, and it's right there at, close to the driver's seat. So if I need to grab it in an emergency and stuff, it's just a reach down, pull, and we're out the door type of thing. So it's in a position to do that. And then my emergency locator beacon is up in my cupboard above the recliner. But that's something I was thinking about for workspace. So, you can't rearrange the furniture in an RV, but you can, kinda. Another one you can do is enter a running race. Have your own running race. Write a blog. Do some writing. Ziffy, what's the matter? Oh, Ziffy just started whining. Dance in the rain. If it's raining, go outside and dance. I love dancing in the rain. Oh, hey, sweetie girl. You want to say hi? Hi? You going to say hi to everybody? See if... Hey, Miss Shweta. What's up, little one? She suddenly started whining. No reason why. So yeah, go out. You know how much I love to dance in the rain. As long as there's no thunder and lightning around, I'm outside dancing in the rain. I love that. It's just that fresh... There's something about rain... and being in contact with the earth that grounds you. It refreshes you, it renews you. It's, especially if you can take your shoes off and just in the grass or on the dirt or something. And that gives you another connection to that earth feel. Other one is memorize 5 good jokes that you could tell. If you're not good at small talk, memorize some good jokes. Sing, play karaoke, if you got a karaoke thing, there's so many music channels out there right now. You could go pick your favorite music star, you could listen to your favorite artist, and you could just go sing your little heart out as much as you want to, and you don't need to do it in front of people either. Somebody wants to play. You could even go volunteering, volunteer at the local animal shelter, take their dogs for a walk. Some animal shelters will need volunteers to help walk the dogs. So that could be something that you could do, especially if you're a dog lover. You may even find your next dog that way too. You never know. So there's all sorts of good things. Pull out some colored pencils, some water paints or something, and just create something. Be creative. So just go do something that's out of the norm today. And sorry, I just threw the ball for it, bounced off the engine piece. And hey, you gonna give that here? Hey, can I have the ball? You gonna drop it? Good girl. You want the ball? Mesmerize a dog. There you go. There's another good one you can do today. Mesmerize the dog. There you go. Oh, it's not under the recliner, it's under the chair. Oh, she's not going to put it under the recliner. She likes to hit it under the recliner. Her and the recliner like to play ball together. Yes, that would be, yes. So yeah, so that's part of the planning of if we decide to get rid of the recliner, replace the couch with recliners. Although it would be nice to sit on the recliners there and actually have recliners that recline, because that one, see where it's resting up against the window thingy right there, so you don't actually recline. To recline it, I've got to put the table up, turn the recliner so the feet is facing the counter here, and then I can fully recline back. It's kind of weird, but that's as far as the recliner is actually at its full turn towards the front right now, but it will it does like a 270. Yeah, it does like a 270 degree spin. So I can actually turn it so the feet face the thing. The only problem is that if you're watching TV, there's the TV, there's the recliner. So if you've got your feet facing the counter, you can't watch the TV. One of those things. So, so be spontaneous today. Find something different to do that you don't normally do. Okay, spontaneity is just like, let's go do this. And you don't really plan anything. So you can plan, but try and do something different today. So we're going to take a relaxing day today, and just recover from the last few weeks of go every day, up early every day. Yeah, not like I said, we got to sleep in this morning. It was awesome. And then Zeffie decided she wanted to play, so she comes in. I don't know how she knows I'm awake, but I literally just rolled over onto my back because I'm a side sleeper. So I rolled over onto my back and stretched, and she comes running into the room, leaps over my legs onto the bed, and hands me her ball. So I say, play. You're awake, let's play. Like I had just turned onto my back, and she comes flying into the room. So I don't even know how she knew I was awake. Must be her little sharp ears or something, had noticed the change in breathing. I don't know. But the mysteries of a dog. But anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling, Shake It Up Saturday. Leave comments and leave some comments below about some of the stuff that you are thinking of doing today, or some of the stuff you actually do today. So what fun things are you doing? Are you planning to do today, or what's some fun things that you're thinking of doing today? And then let us know later if you actually went and did them. Have a super fantastic, sparkling, Shake It Up Saturday, and we will catch you guys later. Hei konera.